Namaskaram to all the Astikas world over. I believe it was on the day of the Deepavali that we began the book reading session. It's been like over a month since then. So I thought I could take you through chapters 2 and 3 from the Ramayanam volume 1 that I have drafted for HarperCollins, which was released in 2024. That said, before I begin, on the 29th of November, it is a Harikatha in English for the Obul Reddy family, which will be done at the Music Academy. I'll be joined by very vibrant, young, extremely talented Gen Z, four musicians, two accompanists, and one dancer. We will all be presenting together the topic, The Six Witnesses, at the Music Academy on the 29th of November, Saturday evening. Now, it is an evening program, but remember that the main hall of the Academy is reserved for the special invitees of the Obul Reddy family and Apollo group. The balcony has over 600 seats, and that is for free, and that's open for the public. So the event is at 5:30. I think you should be there in the venue by about 4:30 to be seated. So it's a free seating, no registration whatsoever. On the 30th of November evening, again at 5:30, around that time, I will be speaking on Muthuswami Dikshita's life and works in English. It is a free event happening at the Gayana Samaja for Narasimhacharya's foundation. No registration whatsoever. Please be a part of that as well. Now, taking you through chapter 2. So it is titled From Hunter to Rishi Vālmīki because there was a mention of Vālmīki towards the end of the previous chapter. Rama sat on the bed and Sitha advanced towards his broad chest to rest her head. These are all those intimate, you can call it the romantic moment between the Divya Dampati, that is Rama and Sita, but found his ornaments sharp and piercing. Rama removed them and put them aside. So all this is borrowed from different kavyas. It doesn't have to come necessarily from the Ramayana. I mentioned in the foreword itself, in the preface itself, that from various Shringara kavyas, all this could be borrowed. He then began narrating Vālmīki's life. In childhood, Vālmīki was called Harith. This is from the Skanda Purana. Once, while he was playing, he saw a peacock spread its feathers and cry out. He joined the peacock in making a raucous noise, a very disturbing noise, disturbing his father, Varuna Rishi, who was at that time in discussion with Sanaka and his brothers Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. Unable to tolerate this tumult, Sanaka pronounced a curse on Harith, saying that he would spend a considerable time as a nishada who would enjoy such noises. So to the Rishi Vālmīki, his previous avatar, when I say avatar, previous phase of life was being a robber. And prior to that, it is said that he was a son of a rishi who was cursed to be a nishada, because a nishada, a hunter, lives amidst the animals and birds. So here we continue, as a nishada who would enjoy such noises. Eventually, during his routine task of foraging for wood for the rishis yajna, Harith befriended the sons of nishada. See, this is how a rishi's curse will come into action, because there was a curse that he will become a nishada. How will he turn into a nishada suddenly? So that's how we say samsargaja doshagunaha bhavanti. We say that our practices are a lot based on with whom we move. So, sons of nishadas. The time spent with them increased by the day, and their influence was evident in his food habits, dress, and language. He married a huntress living in their habitat and produced children. So he transformed himself completely into a hunter, a nishada. To support his familial needs, he became a dacoit, seizing the possessions of the wayfarers in the forest. See, we know that Vālmīki, the rishi's name, comes from the word Valmika. Valmika means the termite hill. But what he was How did he become Vālmīki is not mentioned in the Ramayana. If you read from Balakandam till Uttarakanda, the 7 kandas, you don't have any mention of it. But one is, of course, people, Valmikata Shravanato Vasudhatmanaste. There are various references to the word Vālmīki, who has come from Valmika. He would have been somebody else before. It comes from Skanda Purana, which many of our acharyas have endorsed, this particular narration. See, in Skanda Purana, there are various things that we'll have to go through. But this one, most of them have endorsed. So, seizing the possessions of the wayfarers in the forest. During one such dacoity, he held the Saptarishis as hostages, while they requested him to free them from his clutches and advised him not to indulge in such sinful activities. The Saptarishis warned Harith that since one's papas could neither be shed nor be washed away, he would find no one to share his sins with. So we must have seen in movies where there are villains and they will be doing it for their family, but all those papas that they incur, no family member is going to take, nor is it that easily transferable. The dacoit confidently claimed that his family would share the punishment accorded to his accrued papas. To validate his claim, he ran to his dwelling, his house, and called out to his son. When asked if he would take on himself the papas of his father, his son asked, if a Raja's general catches you while you are seizing jewelry from travelers, who will the punishment be meted to? And the father said, to me. The son gave a sarcastic smile while the Nishada got his answer. So the son is trying to say that, see, whatever you get from such dacoity, we will enjoy. But your papas and all, we cannot take. Irritated, confused, shocked and angry, he returned to the place where he had met the Saptarishis and requested them for spiritual emancipation. Give me some mukti. Give me some way, like an atonement. They took him into their fold and said, the way out is to recite the name of Rama. So this Ramanama should be recited. Hearing this, Sita immediately asked. Now this is being told by Rama to Sita while she is pregnant. So now she's listening, she's stopping him and asking him, Aryaputra. She calls him Aryaputra. That's out of respect. So was Harith enlightened by the rishis at the time of your birth? Because the word Rama was there even before Prabhu Sri Ramachandra got the name. It's not some name that they have invented. It was there. But popularly, we do not know too many Ramas. There is only one Rama older to this Dasharatha Rama, who was Parashurama, Jamadagni's son. So she wanted to know whether this name was given to this particular child, because he was Harith before, then a Nishada. Now he's going to, he's being advised to recite the name Rama. So was it around that period when you were born, she's asking. And now I remember that we had visited his ashrama during our exile. When we go through the end of Ayodhya Kandam, we will see that the trio visit Vālmīki's ashrama. Didn't we? Rama replied, yes. When I was almost 1, Harith was enlightened. So this is a conjecture that he was born, he was there. That time he got the name. So that Ramanama became very proud, and that is when he was advised to recite the name. Sita chuckled. So while you enlighten others, why don't you enlighten me? So this is a very tricky conversation, a very romantic conversation between the husband and the wife. And rose from the bed only to be pulled down by Rama onto his lap. It's a beautiful dramatic moment. He noticed that pregnancy had made her more delicate and fragile. He asked, will you tell me of your desires so that I can fulfill them? I shall ask, but I am eager to hear Harith's story leading to his enlightenment. And you didn't confirm whether we visited his ashrama. So Sita is saying, I'll ask whatever you've said, whatever I want, you will do. I'll ask. But for now, you continue his story. Rama said, patience, Sita. Patience. You cannot have answers to all questions at one go. You know, you could have your own children, your parents, who will be asking a cluster of questions. So this is the reply. Patience. You'll get answer. He continued. Harith thanked the rishis for teaching him the mantra that could help him transcend the material realm. At the same time, he expressed his inability to recite anything from memory. The rishis who understood his problem asked him to keep repeating the word Rama. Soon, Harith sat for dhyana and repeated the word Rama. He eventually got so involved that he forgot to drink water and consume food. Bereft of sleep and other activities, he sat like a piece of stone. Kashtapashana Sannibham is a famous line from Varaha Charma Shlokam of Varaha Purana, right? Well, even like a log of wood. Over the years, termites built a little mound around and over him. Little did Harith realize this and continued meditating on Rama. Brahma, amazed at his tapasya of Harith, the penance of, I wish to call it tapasya. It's a very sweet and a very nice word, more than penance. So, amazed at his tapasya of Harith, traveled to the spot and sprinkled divine waters on the termite hill. The mound slowly crumbled to reveal a puny, yet because he's been in tapasya, not been eating anything, drinking anything, so puny yet resplendent personality. Harith opened his eyes and saluted Brahma. While Harith repented for his past actions, Brahma asked him to contemplate on our life. Because Rama is telling to Sita. So Brahma said, Vālmīki, the rishi who has now come, Harith, keep meditating on Rama and Sita's life. Brahma said, since you arose, now Brahma is telling, since you arose from the anthill, looking at that Nishada, which is the Valmika, you shall be called Vālmīki henceforth. So Vālmīki is a name that he got later. And to the descendants of Bhrigu, you shall be known as Ruksha. And yes, Rama exclaimed, we, along with Lakshmana, because Sita asked, did we visit? Had the opportunity to visit his ashrama. He was living in Chitrakuta on the banks of Mandakini and later shifted to the banks of Ganga just before Bharata could visit us in Chitrakuta. So, Chitrakuta is a place currently in Madhya Pradesh where Rama, Lakshmana and Sita visited. When they visit, there are two names. One, the river is called Mandakini. There are two shlokas that say that it was called Malyavati. So, Malyavati and Mandakini are one and the same. He is worthy of everyone's respect and is a personification of true wisdom. Sita observed that she was spotted on Bhumi while Vālmīki arose from Valmika anthills, which were regarded as Bhumi's years. So, Taittiriya Brahmana, the Vedic portion, says that for Mother Earth, her years, how will she hear? She needs years. What are her years? The anthills are the years. So, if this rishi who meditated upon whom Valmika was formed, later he came out and became Vālmiki, he emerged from the year of Bhumi Devi. So, he is regarded as Bhumi Devi's son. Sita was spotted on Mother Earth. So she is regarded as Bhumija, Avanija, Dharanija, Kshitija, the daughter of Mother Earth. So she is the daughter of Mother Earth. He is the son of Mother Earth. So they are siblings. So Sita observed that she was spotted on Bhumi while Vālmiki arose from Valmika anthills which were regarded as Bhumi's years. Hence, she was his sister. Sita said, I wish to visit this holy tapasya groves on the banks of Ganga where the violent beasts eat the Nivara offerings. Nivara is a kind of a forest produce which they eat and not the meat of other animals. So even the wild animals become very sattvic in Rishi's hermitages. So the daughters of the Rishis are my friends. In the mornings, the Rishis with the Upavita will bathe in Ganga and offer Arghya. So, Upavita is the Janeyu, Punal. So, they will offer Arghya. Watching that will be so satisfying. So, Sita says, it will be so nice to go back to that ashrama life. People are doing their samskaras, their nitya karma. It is so nice to live that life. Watching that will be so satisfying. I shall take a plunge in the rivers whose waters are purifying, gladdening and cooling. She doesn't know what is going to come in the future. She's saying, I want to live that kind of a life, that ashrama life, very peaceful life. Rama said, so be it. You are a pregnant woman, you are asking for something, I grant you. She was pleased to hear this and reclined on his chest, on Rama's chest. Rama said to himself, she is the very Murti of prosperity in my house. Now Rama is thinking, she is Mahalakshmi of our house. She is the brush of nectar that brightens my eyes. All this is very poetic in nature because I honestly felt that there has to be some amount of Kavya Rasa also. So it is her touch that cools my body like the thick chandana paste, because chandanam, sandalwood, gives you fragrance and cools your body. Her hands that have embraced me are as soft as the pearl strings. He now becomes very poetic. The hands are like pearl strings. When she embraces me, I get the fragrance and coolness like that of sandalwood. Everything about her is so pleasing, but for the separation that is unbearable, because Rama has had an experience. Now Rama is 41, Sita is about 6 years minus that, 35, 36. when they were in the 14th year of their exile. Rama was roughly 38, 39 years of age. That 1 year of separation was so traumatizing for him. So he says, everything about Sita is so impressive, but I can't take that separation. Why? Because in the next chapter, there's separation. That is unbearable. May that never happen. That night passed in peace. So I've concluded this chapter that night, because till that night, everything was fine. What is going to happen after that? The next chapter, I will try reading as much as I can. If it's getting too long, I'll continue in the next video. Bhadra, that's the name of the informer, the spy. One among the 10 informers who used to inform Rama of the happenings in the Kosala province sought permission to meet him. So he's like a spy. In India, we call them raw agents, and US, every country has its own, what is that, Mossad or something. So the Middle East, Israel has some name, CIA and all of that, right? So similarly, there used to be spies for the kings who used to go to different lands, give information about how the Praja, what opinion does the Praja have of the king. So there is one informer called Bhadra. The Rakshaka, see, just be very careful. Rakshasa is a demon. Rakshaka is a bodyguard, like, a watchman kind of a person. The Rakshaka informed Rama of Bhadra's arrival, and Rama asked him to be allowed to enter. Bhadra walked in, saluted the Rājā and said, the Praja talk about your heroic deeds and are in all praise of you. But, so this but is what is very intriguing. Rama said, don't hesitate. Like an acharya who should be determined to correct his sishya. Skalitye shasitaram, says Vedanta Deshika. A good teacher is the one who corrects the student. Skalitye shasitaram. So he says, determined to correct his sishya, a Rājā must be open to any adverse comments. That's how a Rājā should be. Bhadra continued. Now Bhadra got confidence. Rama has said, continue, I'll continue. They do not approve of your accepting the Rani, the Ragni, who lived in the captivity of a Rakshasa. They believe that they will need to suffer similar conduct in their wives as the public follows what their Rajas do. So he's reporting what people have said. They said, no, she has lived in some distant country under the administration of some other man. All this is not done. Then our wives will also start going to different lands and living in different kings' administration. What is this? So this was the grapevine. What their Rajas do. On hearing this baseless allegation, slandering his wife, Rama swooned. Rama is very weak that way because he feels that I can't take anything on Sita. Rama said to himself, it is this Sita who lived in the prison of Lanka and her tapasya that is still praised by the rishis all over the universe. She is the one who went there and held her head high, and with great courage she lived. But this allegation is troubling me. Because a good Rājā, even if there is an allegation, there won't be any proof. That allegation should also not be there. I should be that honest, perfect is what good Rajas should think. But we are living in a different world, so we can't even fathom or understand what Rama is trying to say. How can I disregard it? I can either choose to ignore these vicious comments or abandon my dear wife forever. My mind is very turbulent and I am unable to choose the right path. So Rama is very indecisive that way. He does not know. Can he just brush it away? Hey, these people will keep telling like that. What proof do they have? Is that a way to look at? Or how do people in my own Rājā throw such allegations? What should I do about it? What should be my next step? He's a bit confused. For the Rajas of Surya Vaṃśa, a spotless reputation was their biggest wealth. So that is very true. They can't take anything on their reputation. But wasn't Sita's reputation and respect even greater? Okay, she too has an independent lady, a human being, has her own self-respect. Sita was born to suffer for no fault of hers, because there's something that we as bhaktas of Sita can't take it, which is going to happen. For no fault of hers, and seeking justice for her was always futile. So all that will come in the subsequent chapters. This chapter of chapter 3, I've just completed about, say, 40% of it. There's still 60% pending. Then I will go to the 4th chapter, probably in the next video. I don't know when. Till then, bye. Namaste.